broken daily.
A lot of time lapse. Ow! Yes. Jesus. My bad. Oh! Jesus Christ, that scared me. And then you drop it into the valve train. And make life a lot harder for yourself. Woo! Alright! It's finally time! I'm very excited, very happy. This is our $200 POS engine that might not work, it might have low compression, it might be a total waste of my time. This is a table full of brand new parts and used parts. We have a whole bunch of stuff to smash together into this engine to make it a hopefully good engine. So I'm very excited. It's been like over a year that I've had this. I've been waiting for this. I finally got the money. I slept on the couch a few times over arguments over the money, but it's okay because we've got the parts for the motor. We're gonna build this thing. I'm gonna finally have my Miata back. Very excited. Sorry, I don't mean to get so over the top. I've just been, I'm excited. Yeah, that's it. I'm excited. So let's start pulling this engine apart and see if I wasted my money or not. Okay, so with this engine I picked up, it's a 01 I think, NB motor. So it's got the VVT. We're going to be putting my original head on it, so not doing the VVT, maybe down the road. However, these blocks probably have a little bit more compression in them too, so maybe we'll get a little bit of a boost there. We have a whole bunch of other things we're going to be doing to the block. But the guy I picked it up from, he did tell me that it's smoke, but he thinks it was the valve seals. We kind of peeked around a little bit. It seems like that's pretty plausible. So hopefully the rings aren't shot, but let's drain the oil and cross our fingers here. Okay, let's get this thing off. 30 years of RTV. Well, no, it's an 01, so I remember years that is, I guess. By the way, guys, I've never built an engine before, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Although I'm breaking. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Woo! What the hell was that?
Well, because you moved a hammer, you knocked the bucket over because the bucket's been floating in the air.
Oh.
Remember when I told you to fix it? It'll be fine.
Alright. We're good.
It's full of oil. You should go fix that. It's on top of the speaker.
Son of a... Oh.
You got caught in 4K.
Ow! I'm fine. Ow! We're good. Whoa, careful of the windage tray and the oil sump. There we go. Let's see what we got going on in here.
Sludge.
I think we're alright. We'll hit some brake clean, clean it up. Make it look nice. Whoop! That's how you're on a bolt, by the way. Here, you want to set this over on something really soft? The styrofoam thing. Woo! Okay, so I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but this is the oil sump pickup. And it's surprisingly way cleaner than I expected. Like, it looks really good. There was like nothing really in there. I mean, there's a little bit of dark, chunky, who knows what, but I mean, that's to be expected. Other than that, the sump looks great so far, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully, once we get this windage tray off, it's just as nice looking. So far, guys, we're looking good. I'm gonna have to get a new gasket for the sump, but that's okay. The cross hatching's still there. I don't see any real pitting or marring, I don't think. maybe some light hitting on this one actually. You guys probably can't tell, but with my fingernail I'm not really feeling anything. It spins freely?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well shit.
Spins real nice.
We might be in luck, folks. So yeah, we'll clean the surface up the best we can. Try to clean up these pistons a little bit too. Not that it's really important, but might as well while we're here. Alright guys, so I think I'm gonna be going to bed for the night, Charlotte and I. Got the tops of the pistons all cleaned up. We cleaned the cylinder walls as well. Put a little bit of oil down there too and wiped it just to make sure everything is spinning super smooth. There's no scoring or anything on the piston walls. They all look great. A few things I want to point out, some differences that we're finding between like the VVT 1.8 block and the just your normal 1.8 out of the NA. The windage tray is a lot different, which I like. So this is the windage tray out of this motor. It's the VVT block, BP4W or something like that they call. And so it's a lot beefier. It's got like, I don't know, how would you explain, like more metal?
It's thicker metal,
Yes.
and it's got bracing.
Yeah, so it's got a lot more bracing. It's a lot thicker. The windage tray out of the normal 1.8, it's really thin. And when I took this windage tray off, it kind of bent pulling it off as well. This one is not. It's a lot heavier. There's a lot more bracing in it. I'm pretty stoked on this. I think it's going to be great. Not that it's a big deal, but yeah, figure out to mention it, I guess. We're going to take our gaskets that sit right here for the oil pan, like so. They're notched. Once we have the Honda bond there, let them sit, make sure they lock in real nice. And then we'll start making our bead. We're probably going to go on from like the outside of the bolt heads right here. That way when we squish everything down, we don't just get RTV straight into the engine, cause issues. Okay, so the oil pan, it's not fully torqued down. It's going to take about 24 hours to let the RTV set, and then we'll come back tomorrow and torque down the oil pan. It'll be good to go. So, moving forward, I have a brand new water pump and all the gaskets right here. So we're going to start with doing the water pump in the car, and then we'll get to the head studs, all that, the head gasket, that thing. But yeah, so one thing to keep in mind that I didn't do, because I'm trying to be as cheap as possible as I can on this build. These bearings right here, these are your timing bearings, or your timing belt like bearings. These feel really good still, and the other engine has some too. This one's a little crusty, so I might swap it. I tested the other one, it's really smooth and fine. I'm not worried about it, they're expensive. I don't want to spend the money on it, so I'm not going to. But here's our new water pump and our new gaskets and everything. So let's disassemble the water pump, throw the new stuff on.
You on time lapse?
Ow! Yes. Ow! Ah, my pinky! This is a seal for the water pump, and it is mangled. This is what the new seal looks like, and this is the old one. So it's a good thing we're resealing this entire engine, because that's not good. So it's day number 3. Yeah, 3. Last night we were putting the water pump on. Ran into a few hiccups, but it's fine. I'll talk about that in here a little bit. But we've decided, since we're cleaning everything up, making it look as nice as we can, might as well. So we're gonna paint the block. I went and got some just a high heat Rust-Oleum silver. I was gonna do a different color because I want light colors, so if it leaks oil at all, I can see where it's coming from. But I couldn't really find any other colors for high heat, so we'll just do silver. That way we can see if it ever leaks, and it'll make the block look a lot nicer. So we're gonna throw some coats on it, and hopefully it looks good. Don't breathe this. It is so glittery. I wish you guys could see it. Oh, you can right there. That's all glitter in the air. That is wild. Hey, wait, we have masks for this. Where'd I put mine? Let me just put you guys like right there. Love how we literally bought these and then decided just now that it's a good idea to use them.
Jesus!
My bad. See, all nice and shiny and better looking, and then... Ew. Alright, so the block is all painted. Oil pan is cleaned up the best we could. It came out pretty alright. Took a lot of work and scrubbing, but it's looking pretty decent for what it is. So now we just need to clean the surface here. Same on the head. Make sure that's good. Get this all scraped up, and then we can start to put the head gasket on, get the head on, and start to make a whole block. Woo!
Yeah?
Yep. Alright, so I think we're ready. We took the time with the angle grinder to hit the head, get as smooth as possible. And took 60 grit sandpaper afterwards just to make it real smooth. We used like a piece of wood to make sure it was like flat. And I think it came out pretty good. I'm kidding. We did not do that at all. That'd be horrible. No, what we actually did, just took a razor blade, cleaned everything off, wiped it all down, used some engine degreaser and whatnot. Then we also chased out the threads as well. Cleaned up the threads, made sure that was good, used oil, made sure nothing was binding, got some air duster even to just really make sure everything is cleaned out and as perfect as we can possibly get it. We got this, the head over there, we cleaned that up too. I'll pick you up here in a second and show you that. There's these little like spacers that sit up here. I think they're like just little guide pins to make sure the block lines up. This block is a little bit different than my other block, and we're using the head off my 1.8 non-UVT motor, so that it lines up a little bit differently. So I think we'll get like 2 of these in here. I don't think we'll be able to get the last one because they're not the same. So this is the outcome that we've got so far. I know it looks dirty. It's really not. It's as flat and as smooth as you could possibly think. That's just in the block. That's the discoloration there. We cleaned up the pistons too, just for shits and giggles, just to make sure it's all clean. Painted the block. We cleaned up the oil pan too, as best as we can. We got all the RTVs sitting. This is finally all torqued down as well too. So hopefully we don't leak. We'll see. And then for the head, we got my old head right here. And this one, we got it all cleaned up. Same thing, cleaned it, hit it with a razor blade, just try to get it as flat as possible. It was a little bit more tricky, but should be all right. I wanted to clean up the valves too, but I cleaned them, but just there's a lot of carbon buildup on them. It'll be fine. Again, this is a budget build, as budget as we can get it, but make it nice as we can too. So yeah, that's all good, ready to go. This bolt right here on the water pump snapped when we were torquing it down with good old O'Reilly's right here, not O'Reilly, sorry, Harbor Freight torque wrench. We tried to calibrate it and everything. It was within spec for the most part. Good enough for 14 foot-pounds. Well, that didn't happen. It snapped that stud. Luckily, I have my old block right here, and we were able to take it apart, or take it apart, get the hardware off of it, and then huge thank you to Craig. Dude, thank you. My buddy Craig, I always talk about, he's letting us borrow his digital snap-on torque wrench, because I'm not doing the head studs. Their ARP head studs are not cheap. I'm not about to screw up this whole motor just because of a Harbor Freight torque wrench. So, dude, thank you. I'll grab the front side.
Yeah, let go, readjust. Pick it up.
Where's a rubber mallet? I don't even know what I bought today. You bought one? So I have a whole plan. Shadow's going to lube the spit, and then he's going to hand it to me. You just hand thread them first. It comes with assembly lube. Don't use engine oil. Try to use the actual grease that your head studs come with. Especially when we're chasing these, we're using engine oil too, and you can feel it. It binds up on it. Use the lube that it comes with. We're not going to be using Loctite, just because ARP head studs, they are reusable, and I do have plans to hopefully put the VVT head back on this block at some point. So I'd like to be able to do that a little bit easier. So. Alright, so the studs are in, they're just hand tight, like barely, they're just barely put in. So next, so you want a 12-point socket. Yeah, make sure you have 12 point because those nuts are 12 point. You want the best contact you can. So next, what we gotta do is gotta put the washers on. You gotta put the nut on, but you need to grease those as well. So Shadow's going to grease my nut, and then I'm going to do the same thing just with this, just hand tighten it right now, and then we'll get the torque wrench, follow the proper torque sequence, and do the whole thing. So these washers, I'm gonna point out right now, are a little bit difficult to put in. The casting for the head, for like where the cams go and all that, they barely fit in there, and it's hard to get your fingers in there and drop it down. You kind of have to work them down the threads a little bit. So keep that in mind whenever you do these. So I'm finding using the socket once it's on the top of the bolt to kind of help walk it down the threads a little bit, because it gets caught on the casting just barely, and then you drop it into the valve train. And make life a lot harder for yourself. Good thing I got tiny hands. Yep. Come on. Come on. Maybe. Alright guys, so here's the scary part. So everything I'd found online, that says what, 65? So you do 3 rounds of 65 foot-pounds. Everything I found online, people were kind of in between from like, what was it, 50?
40.
Like 40 up to 80, and I think a good middle ground is going to be 60, because some folks said that like 75 was way too much. They were cracking seats and things like that. So I think 60 in this case is going to be a safe bet, so that's what I'm going to torque everything down to. Is that all of them?
That's all of them.
Hey, we need to do this 2 more times. I'm gonna make Shiloh do the next one. I'm a scrawny little guy, man. So yeah, pick you guys up once these are all torqued. Alright, so we got everything torqued down. Again, Craig, thank you so much, dude. That torque wrench kicks some killer ass though, by the way. That was, I couldn't afford one, but if I could dream. But everything is torqued down. guys, if you're liking the content you're seeing, please don't forget to, do the whole thing. Like, subscribe. The whole idea behind my channel is to motivate myself to build my car again, get it running. It was sitting on jack stands for 2 years. I blew the motor and lost motivation, and I used to do YouTube, and that helped me work on my car, and so I'm literally doing this to make me do my car. So please show a little bit of support, like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. This video is already getting pretty long, and we have a few other gaskets like rear, front main, valve cover gaskets, timing belt, timing, all that. So we have a lot more work to do. I'm gonna end this one here, guys. Thank you, and I don't know, what's the outro? Oh, Craig, if you're still watching at the very end, Craig told me something. I told me I still has me the new motto for the channel. Yeah, stay Miata-vated, guys. Ah!